I've always been a fan of Nickelodeon. In 2016, they had made a new show called The Loud House, which was created by Chris Savino. The Loud House itself involves a show about an 11-year-old boy named Lincoln Loud trying to survive in a house with his 10 sisters, Lily, Lisa, Lola, Lana, Lucy, Lynn, Luann, Luna, Lynn, Lenny, and Lori. I can recall that one day I had found a lost DVD of The Loud House. It was not particularly a good experience, I will admit there. I'd always watch The Loud House on Nickelodeon whenever I had the free time to do such, mostly because of the fact that it became one of my favorite shows, and if anything, I made a schedule to record every episode. So I thought to myself during one of my browsings and everything in my recording thing, I wonder if there was any other Loud House DVDs. With that, it made me drive to the movie store. When I arrived, I went to the aisle with the Nickelodeon DVDs. There were numerous DVDs and VHS tapes. I bought 2 SpongeBob VHS tapes that had every episode from Season 1 to 2, since I also like SpongeBob. Then I found 10 DVDs at the Loud House with titles such as Volume 1 or Volume 2. But I found this DVD of the Loud House with a disc written in Sharpie marker, and it read, The Loud House Volume 7. There was no picture on the cover, and the note on it said, this episode was made by an unknown person in Syria. It was found in a pile of debris after an earthquake in a pile of rubble, and there was a drawer with the DVD, a picture of Lincoln in a bag of intestines, and a picture of a disfigured face similar to Chris Savino. I later inserted the disc into my old DVD player once I had purchased the DVDs. The main menu was just a white background. It had a selection of 8 episodes. Left in the Dark, Baby Steps, Pulp Friction, 11 Louds Leapin', Fantastic Voyage, Kick the Bucket List, Cover Girls, and number 8, Unknown. I watched all the episodes, and they were relatively normal. Well, all of them except for the unknown one. The screen showed Lincoln with blood on one side. I drew a reaction of it, as you could see to the right. The title card was a white background with Lincoln's head, then all of a sudden it became jet black with a scorching fire in Lincoln's eyes. It then showed Lincoln going into his room, plopping onto his bed and saying, well, today's the first day of summer. Might as well read my comics in my underwear. After that, a time card was shown saying 10 minutes later. Lincoln's parents, Rita and Lynn Sr., were out in their ballroom dancing and reminded the kids to lock the door. Lenny, of course, obeyed and did exactly as she was told. The next scene was Lily, Lisa, Lola, Lana, Lucy, Lynn, Luna, Luann, Lori, and Lincoln on the couch with Lenny standing in front of them. She announced, I'm stupid. I know now I realize that. I'm a loser. Then out of nowhere, she grabbed a bottle of cyanide pills. Everyone yelled, don't do it, Lenny! Lenny teared up, and suddenly a deep voice growled, do it. Do it, you pathetic excuse of a loud sister. Do it! She dipped her head back and swallowed all the cyanide pills. She started to vomit blood, and a few seconds later she fell on the floor dead. The screen cut to a screenshot of Lenny with blood coming out of her mouth and nose. The back of her head was soaked with blood. Lincoln and his sisters screamed for their life. A few days later, Lisa was making an experimental bomb which she combined every liquid she had in her small test tubes. She called everyone to see the explosion. The bomb exploded, sending her flying. She then hit the window, shattering it. When she hit the pavement, a truck ran over Lisa, causing her to break her spine, and a brutal cracking noise was heard. She tried to call for Lincoln, but before she could speak, she had died. Lincoln and his sisters came to see what had happened, and all of them looked very upset. Lori called the police and an ambulance. They came and pronounced her dead on the scene. The next day, Lucy tried to commit suicide by stabbing herself with a pair of scissors. She cried, I don't want to live in this. I want a short life. Luna and Lynn walked in on Lucy. Are you trying to stab yourself? Luna gasped. I'm telling Mom, Lynn yelled. It was nighttime, and Luna and Lynn were trying to talk to Rita. All of a sudden, Luann came bursting through the door with a knife. She proceeded to stab Lucy and make a hole in the wall. Goodbye, world, Lucy weakly whispered. Then Lucy was dead. When Luna and Lynn came in with their mom, they noticed that Lucy was gone, but all that was left were some candles, some of which were lit. It also noticed knife marks and blood. The next day, Lincoln was taking out the trash when he saw one of his friends, Clyde, hanging by a rope. His skin was decomposing, blood was coming out of his body, and some of his ribs were showing. One of his eyes were hanging from its socket. It fell out, and Lincoln ran to the bathroom and started puking. He went into his room, where his sisters were there, wanting to cheer him up. They told him that they saw Lori out of the window dead. After this, his sisters decided to sleep with him. It cut to a flashback with their dad having celebrated the killing of a bunch of other people because he was an a-hole when he was drunk, and when he went to some bar after a few beers. Lincoln's dad was so drunk at this point that he actually had destroyed Lori. Lincoln wondered what the noise was he was hearing, and he saw the horror. Lincoln screamed in terror and called the police. The cops arrested Lincoln's dad, and he was sentenced to 5 years in prison. After the family left, Luna brought a cowbell and destroyed it. Luna was then sent an invitation to Mick Swagger's concert. The invitation said, "To Luna, plus one other." She was so excited, she asked Lori if she wanted to come with her. She said yes, and they both went to the concert. During this evening, Luna was half drunk, and a strange black hooded figure gave them a box of beer and even a pack of cigarettes. After the concert, they were driving back home late at night in the woods. They were both drunk and drugged. Suddenly, without warning, they drove off the road and fell into a ditch near a river and flew out of the van. The scene was rather blurry at this point. The next day, Lincoln saw the news that Luna and Lori had died in a car crash. He became sad upon hearing this. The next scene was Lola stabbing her twin sister Lana with a kitchen knife. After Lana had died, Lola knew what she had done was bad. She then went to the basement and hung herself. 30 seconds later, she was dead. Lincoln went to the basement to work on a project and saw Lola hanging. He screamed and ran up the stairs. One day later, Lincoln and his sisters were in the yard playing until a stray Doberman grabbed Lily and took off running. Lincoln and his sisters tried to run after them, but it was too late. The dog mauled and devoured Lily. After that, Luann was making a video for her website. She grabbed a gun and joked, "What do you call a slingshot with a gun? A gunslinger!" She laughed as she accidentally shot herself. Lincoln and Lynn stormed in and screamed. They saw the video and they were horrified. Luann was buried in the cemetery along with Lenny, Lisa, Luna, Lori, Lana, and Lola. Lynn decided to sleep with Lincoln until she fell off the bed. She landed head first, snapping her neck, and then she died. The next day, Rita told Lincoln to sleep with her that night. He then stabbed his mom and threw her stuff around. After that, he said 3 last sentences. "I've made this. It was a cost. I have abandoned them." Then he stabbed himself. The episode then ended. I got nightmares from seeing the death of the members of the Loud family. I stopped watching Nickelodeon and I threw away all my Nickelodeon items like my SpongeBob plush, my TV, and other Nickelodeon DVDs I had. I had lost my sanity. Someone found me and locked me in a mental ward. I know it sounds weird that I was locked up due to a kid show, but it happened. I later escaped and went back to my house. Later, I actually knew what those final 3 sentences were that Lincoln said were true. He had truly abandoned them. All the violence and the corruption around the world. I guess there was no time to get over this. This is a good time to kill myself. I'm posting this here because nobody will believe me. I'm on a balcony in my apartment, looking down the roads with crowds just using their cell phones, not even trying to help me. I knew that he had abandoned all of us. Goodbye. And that, my little shadows, was The Loud House, the Lost DVD. My final thoughts on this story? What the hell did I just read? Like, seriously, what the heck did I seriously just read? I mean, what was this story? I literally just read an entire creepypasta, quote-unquote, about all the Loud sisters and everyone killing themselves or killing each other or this or that. I think I kind of blacked out during a majority of the reading, because I was like, what the hell is this crap? This story, people, this story literally probably killed me. I'm probably dead right now. Probably just lying here as a ghost while my body slowly decomposes and the rats come and eat my flesh. But even then, though, I mean, I still gotta give a review, don't I? Okay, what was good about this story? Nothing. Nothing about this was good. I can't say anything good about this story. It literally has nothing redeemable about it. The grammar in of its own self isn't even good. That's literally how bad this whole freaking story is. I can't give it any remote kind of good review because there's nothing I can give it. I mean, now let's move on to the bad stuff, and there's plenty of that. I mean, obviously the DVD cliches. Where the heck did this DVD come from? Oh wait, that's right, it came from Syria. Like, a Loud House DVD would literally come from Syria. Like, what would be the purpose of that? Can somebody please, and I mean please, explain that to me? It's agitating to know why. Just, why did this person make this story the way that they did? You know, what was the whole point of it? This story was garbage. Obviously, we have the cliches. Obviously, we have the poorly made pictures. I mean, we have the blood, we have the gore, we have the shooting themselves, we have this, we have that, we have... this is killing me. This story was garbage. Like, it was truly nothing else more but garbage. Now, on a more in-depth reason why it's garbage, for one, the story in of its own self had no reason to even exist. Like, why in the world would somebody make something like that where everyone sat there and killed themselves? I mean, it literally started off more or less with Lenny killing herself by swallowing a thing of cyanide pills because she realized that she actually was a bit of an idiot. I mean, really? And that's literally what triggered the whole freaking thing. I mean, and Lisa made a freaking bomb. I mean, let me ask this question. If Lisa made a freaking bomb, why wasn't everybody dead? I mean, why did it solely kill her? Why didn't it kill everyone else? They were all in the same room with her, and she made a freaking bomb. It should have killed everybody in the whole thing. Hell, it probably would have killed the entire town if a bomb was literally going off. Like, my goodness, this story has no logical sense in it. I'm not even going to bother going after it. You all know why this story is garbage. And my final review on this is, my final rating of this is a diarrhea doo-doo from a buffalo's asshole out of 10. That's all I can give this one. It's garbage, people. It's truly garbage. Screw this story. I need to go and take a couple of Advils now. I'm the Shadow Reader. Thanks again for watching. Let me know what you would do about this story. What would you change? All that good stuff. I'm out because I need to go take some headache pills.